Tres. Are you ready?
Oh, yes.
Get ready.
Yeah.
Get comfortable.
Hang on. Hold up. Let me just move the mic down a bit. I'm going to recline a little.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, this time I'm not going to try to think about other shows while you do. I'm going to actually listen and pay attention. Okay, go.
This is reasonably long compared to previous. It's 2 pages.
Oh, man. Okay, great.
Holy shit.
Man, you're getting into this. Lewis has got some stiff
Let me just sit
competition.
comfortably.
All right, you ready?
I'm stiff right now, though. Yeah.
Oh, me too.
Bodega, part Tres, or Trey. I don't know how you say it.
Tres.
Bodega peered once more through the quadnoculars. 5 hours he'd been watching the Pulsar sex pit, and the only thing suspicious was that he couldn't find anything wrong. This wasn't right. The pit was a legendary hangout for every lad, slinger, and roid runner in the galaxy. Most of what could loosely be termed his compadres used this very spot to reminisce, catch up, and do business. This time it was different. It was Herc Burke's Burke Day, a very special day for the Burkean people when they celebrated the day they were born. Bodega wondered why, in his experience, humans never celebrated this occasion, but he didn't give a flying crump for it himself. Flarvit, he muttered, firing up the tear cycle and zipping down to the pit. He couldn't pass up the chance to see everybody, even if it did feel suspiciously innocent. Too innocent. Like way too innocent. 100% chance shit was going down here for that very reason. Guaranteed. 100%. Parking up, he ran a quick mental sit rep. Las gun, cocked and loaded, naturally. Jetpack, ready to rock. Scram boots, pumped to the max. Grabby, spring wound tighter than a Spaloopian's love pouch.
Grabby! Hang on a second. Just read that sentence again. Go through this adventure again. One of the comments I did read, P-Flax, was that you need to, take it a little bit more slowly so you can digest. Because it's complicated. When you're reading, a sci-fi...
Do you know what? It's so hard to pay attention to the gobbledygook and the actual story.
Okay. It's not gobbledygook. It's lore. It's lore. Okay. Las gun, cocked and ready, naturally. Jetpack, ready to rock. Scram boots, pumped to the max. Grabby, spring wound tighter than a Spaloopian's love pouch.
Love it.
Shrovian knuckle duster, eager to do business with some chump's speak hole. There were more tricks up his sleeve, but Bodega was reluctant to even think about them till the time came, in case some sneaky empath was trying to get the drop on him. He took a deep breath and banged on the Quintanium door. Flarv off, said a voice from the other side. Bodega, said Bodega. A moment passed, then the door sprang open.
Bodega, said Bodega.
It sounds like the guy in Star Wars, the guy that works at Jabba's palace.
Yes.
Bodega.
No one, no anchor. Yeah. And a gigantic Vikarg was in the frame, grinning like a woodle hound. Sweet groggle. Bodega, he boomed. Come on in, pard. Not seen you for a whiles. Heh. Been busy. Where's the Burke Day Burke? Down in the pit. And I mean, in the pit, said the Vikarg, grinning even more. If his grin extended any further, he was in danger of losing an ear. Bodega headed down the dank corridor into the lobby, then descended a ramp towards the deafening sound of the Pulsar sex pit in full flow. Music with so much bass it was causing the planet's orbit to decay. Booze so strong the toilets had to be reinforced with giga shields. And women so betitted, Bodega had to wear a quad betitted.
Jesus! Fuck! Fuck me!
Bodega had to wear a quantanium jockstrap to prevent any inconvenience.
Oh my god.
No man wants to fight with a bone on. Or at least not one that ain't squared away combat style.
It's a bone on an alien race.
No, a boner. He headed straight for the bar and ordered a pint of Mutart ale. No sooner had he started talking than, Bodega! Screamed the man over the music, which the DJ promptly stopped. Silence in the pit. All eyes on Bodega. Pushing through the crowd, a huge Burkean approached. Bodega. Been a while. Not seen you since maybe 2 weeks ago. Been working. Came back to wish you a happy birthday, Herc Burke. Well. Bodega, back in the pit, said Herc Burke, grinning. People sure were smiling a lot, thought Bodega. Too much. Too much smiling. Ain't no call for all this grinning and smiling. It ain't usual. We were hoping you'd come back. Me, Squiddles, Rhombus, Treg, and, you remember this guy, right? A huge man in a yellow jumpsuit stepped forward. Black skull mask and billowing red cape. Bodega couldn't see his face behind the mask, but he knew he'd be smiling like the rest of these humfunkers. Flav. It was a setup. The man in yellow. It was none other than Tan Blatchman, Bodega's arch nemesis.
Oh my God. Not Tan
Shit was
Blatchman.
about to get extremely
Tan
real
Blatchman.
in this place, and many, many people were about to be separated from the body parts they held most dear. Bodega intended to get out of this in one piece, and if that meant the end of the Pulsar sex pit and everybody in it, or even within sight of it, so be it. Bodega knew 3 things had to happen with the next second, or he'd be toast. First, he had to distract every single person in here who was currently pointing a gun at him. The pit was full, so that was maybe 200 people. No problem. He stamped down on the button in the heel of his right boot, and waves of patented Happy Thoughts brain musher poured out of the toe and blasted everybody within 50 meters. Half of them would end up on the floor drooling. The other half would become deeply acquainted with the inside of their own eyelids and spend the next year singing a song about a little flea named Peter. Second, he needed to nail the people unaffected by the brain musher, which was anyone with half an idea about Bodega and what he was capable of, since they would have taken a dose of brain shield. That meant the 5 morons who'd set this whole thing up. Last gun holstered and no time to draw it, he needed subplans to point to named B, C, and D. Plan B was to employ the Grabby Grabber and Herkberg's nuts, which he did to good effect. The Grabby Grabby shot out of Bodega's left sleeve and clamped on like a grog limpet, sending Herkberg to his knees, eyes wide and mouth small. Plan C, Squittles, Rhombus, and Treg all fell to the void grenade Bodega had hidden in a molar tooth and spat into the middle of them, congealing their bodies instantly into one homogeneous lump. Finally, Plan D, deal with Blatchman. No doubt he'd got something disgusting up his sleeve, that cape-wearing, jumpsuit-adorned pendejo shitbird. Bodega figured one thing he wasn't ready for was an old-fashioned punch in the kisser. Scram boots propelling him across the room, he connected with Blatchman's jaw with all the fury of a man invited to a birthday party only to be betrayed.
Wait, was the Grabby Grab still attached?
No, it just shoots out.
Okay.
And thirdly, the entire bar on its ass, one way or another, Bodega did the decent thing and left. Las gun out. He seared a hole in the ceiling and jetpacked gracefully to a height of 200 meters before hovering, setting wide-angle beam on the las gun and raising the entire place and everyone in it to the ground. Farv, he said, pausing for a heartbeat. My tear cycle was parked there. The end.
Oh my God.
Shit, so he killed everyone, but he wrecked his bike.
Yeah, forgot about his bike.
Oh, that was a fantastic.
Shit. See, the Grabby Grab, I assumed that it was like attached to
to his
something.
ball.
You don't want to be left there with a Grabby Grab.
No,
hanging
but I
on.
thought it was like one of those, those like kid robot arm things with the trigger that like makes it pinch sort of thing,
I'm
but it was like
pretty sure-
attached to his pants or something.
I'm pretty sure that he could, if needed, fire it out with like a line attached. If he actually had to pull something to him.
Oh, right, and then the line just breaks off,
Yeah,
sort of thing.
but he can.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Bodega. He's got a million tricks up his sleeve. One of
That's
them is
true, yeah.
the deployable Grabby Grabby that just clamps onto some guy's nuts.
It's pretty nice.
It was a